All right, guys. You guys want to blow up your back? Saw I blow my back up. You want a mass building back workout? Try this. You want bulging lats? You want Tyrannosaurus traps? You guys want lats like Dorian Yates with half the work and half fucking genetics? You want to figure out how to not work hard, get big? You want, this is the shortcut channel. So the same thing, if you find someone that has a problem, we talked about this before, so we're rehashing this. It just ties into this theme, right? So if you have someone that's an overextender in back and they can't get enough shoulder retraction and chest lift to be able to dig into like mid back and really flex down through into erectors, maybe even mid lower trap, they're not able to get that dexterity because they're an overpuller. So in the sense that they're an holy fuck, that's heavy. I don't know why that feels so heavy. Don't show them the weight, Laura. It's like 200 pounds. So if someone's overextended here, like we've talked about chest stabbing through, if I'm pulling here and all I'm doing here is doing this, and I see there's no chest lift. So there's a lot of lat activation, like upper, outer lat, rhomboids. So I'm pulling around and I am getting stretch. So I'm pulling to basically, we would say the outer edges of back. So I'm working along this thin upper line right here. I'm working this thin upper line, so I'm getting width off my shoulders and like upper back, but I'm not getting any pull into mid back. I'm also not letting out from lat to let my lat pull my back around, right? So if you have someone that's an overextender like that, all they're concerned about is how much stretch they're getting. I want to get stretch, I gotta get my back wider, I gotta stretch. It's like they can keep doing that shit, but understand at some point you're gonna have to get them into this position where you almost cheat them into like full retraction. So if I start in full retraction where I'd want to be to get my back as deep as I can and flexed, I want to come off this flex and feel my hands pull me onto the chest pad. Right when this is about to straighten, which is going to end up me being too long again. So right when this elbow pressure is about to open up and straighten my hand completely, I break down into elbow pressure again and slide to where I was. Because there's immense pressure in that chest pad that's allowing me to pull these with no problem at all. So this is a light pull for me because I'm pushing so much pressure into that chest pad. But if this chest pad wasn't here, if there was like a fucking juice box in here, let's say, this thing would explode because I'm pushing so hard into here that it would squirt everywhere. You know what I mean? Be a squirter.
You want that to be the title?
We're gonna put a juice box here and just do a slow montage of you get that fucking the overreachers, so we want to get into their mid back more. They're not struggling for width, they're struggling for density, right? So it's the same thing. Now if we have this guy who has this dense back and no lats, now we want this guy to be an overreacher. So we want him to do what the other guy was doing, right? So hence once we work the opposite pattern, we solve the problem of what's happening to that person's body or their development, right? So if this person has the great upper back, so they're able to pull here and retract, and they're almost too much of an archer. They're one of these guys, rocking back through everything. We have to understand we have to create length here for this person. We have to shorten their pull, so it has to be here, and we have to really relax on the length, pull wide, so that they're snapping on outer upper lat here and pulling through, so that pull around to the shoulder and everything comes over top more. We're not trying to dig through, get that depth. We're trying to feel that opening up. So someone who's very tight backed, tight, narrow shouldered, like pinched back, we need them to overextend. We need them to it'd almost be a good idea to have them start their reps by hanging. They're just hanging here. If I hang with my head down, I go as much tension, but if I posture my head back a bit, I let my arms pull, now I have tension. So all I did was rock my chin back and shove my head back. Now I have more tension, longer lever, right? So I can rock off here, fall back into that depth, relax, pull. So they're almost half pulls just to engage that outer and grab and let go, grab and let go. So we focus on this like pulling around so that we open up that back. That's what we talk about when I frame back workouts. It's usually the start of the workout is stuff like that. I'm trying to get, because a lot of people are pinched because they just naturally walk around with a little too much mass and they're very tight. So I'm trying to open all that up. So by the time they get to like midway through the workout, they started the workout feeling like they're like this. Midway through the workout, they feel like they're like, oh, like, I feel like I'm almost hunched. Now it's time to start working all ranges, because now the back's open and can move dynamically through the whole pull. We don't have to worry about setting into like certain ranges or staying away from A to B lifting. Like now the back's open, so full range shit works now. So once someone understands that, it's just like, we don't have to cue so much unless like we're specifically like Alora, your low lat insertion and development in your erectors is like god awful. Your upper back's great. We're gonna spend the whole fucking workout not improving your upper back, because it doesn't need to be improved, and it's gonna work anyway because it has to work on a fucking back day. It can't not work. The fact that people think that your body can be broken apart into these specific sections that can just magically be worked on their own is like, one, shows you how stupid society is now and how stupid people view working out, that you think you can be that site specific. Like, it's fucking impossible, guys. Even if I wanted to be site specific with my back, I still have to hold on with my hand. I still have to create this connection here. I still have to know how to move my body or not move my body or whatever it is to be able to elicit this pull or this slide into like where I want to pull. It's not as simple as that. Like the kid I trained yesterday was the same thing. Like, I'm just trying to like step up my, I'm not making fun of him. It's just, this is how a lot of people word what they say to people. I'm just trying to step up my physique. You know, I really want to take it to that next level. It's like, what does that mean? First of all, like, I don't know what the fuck that means. Like, unless you're specifically telling me like, I want bigger biceps. Cool, man, let's train your biceps. Well, I just want everything to be bigger. It's like, well, you don't do anything right. So how could anything be better? Like, once you start doing everything right or in a better way, that doesn't have to be my way. It's just a better way in the sense that you feel it more. So that could be a person X, person Y, person Z. It doesn't matter. Once you start feeling things more and understanding how your body moves, you will improve. You won't need to think about like, man, you know, my mid to lower trap development is really, it's like, no, well, learn how to pull properly and all that shit will develop. You don't need to worry about like, it's more common than anything on chest where people are like, Mike, you don't do a lot of incline pressing. You don't want any upper pec. It's like, first of all, every incline press you guys do out there is shoulder press. It's all front delt work. So yeah, we want the front delt to tie into the upper pec. We want this area to be full. We do, but understand that when this area is overtrained, this starts happening. So this starts binding down because it's always working and always assisting the chest. So it gets used to this. So then it becomes hard for you guys to do that, to get this dexterity. And you can see that in guys and like top pros. They have a hard time hitting their back, and the big guys, because they've developed so much mass up top here that the shoulders don't move anymore. There's no retraction that's even possible. So if my retraction is here on a pull, and I'm not the fucking most flexible dude in the world, if my retraction is here and I can get this much depth on my shoulder and this much rise on my chest, most of these guys who I'm talking about who are way built up in the shoulders, this is them on their biggest pull. They can't lift the chest is here. As opposed to, they can't. Either they can't get the sternum lift or they can't get the shoulder retraction because it's overdeveloped. So like you guys focusing on this like upper pec, incline pressing, getting this shelf on your upper pec, it's like it's hindering your development of your back. And you should know that. And even if it doesn't help hinder your development of your back is still more likely than not going to be rounded. So if I'm set forward like this all the time and I'm very heavily front delt, like very like heavy trap, and I'm in this position all the time, I'm stuck here, right? So where's my back gonna look like that? Yeah. So I look like I got a big back. You know what I mean? And I may have a very big back, especially when I pull lat spreads and stuff. But then you'll see when certain shots are hit, these people, they can't open up the back because it's never, these shoulders don't rock down and back because they're so used to being here. So they have to tip their body to hit this thing, right? And then the body gets smaller, the shot becomes worse. It's hard for the whole back to appear because the shoulder dexterity isn't there. There's not even an ability to like, if I hit a front double, I can't hit my right arm, but if I'm here, I should be able to push my head forward and push my arm back. I shouldn't be stuck here like just going like this. I should be able to like do anything I want, put that elbow where I want, put my head where I want, wherever it contracts the most, right? So it's nothing to do with like this overdevelopment and overfocus of incline pressing has really fucked a lot of you guys. And the thing is with flat pressing and just learning how to press period on different machines on different angles is going to work all fibers of the chest. You don't need to do these hyper specific things like I fucking lay on the fucking Smith machine and I hold the bar and I squeeze into here and I do this to get up in here. Like it's not enough weight to stimulate what you guys think it can stimulate. Whereas if I do a full press, it's happening anyway. And if I want to change the angle, I come around the angle more. Or I tuck the elbow. Wherever I want the elbow to be is where I want the range to be to hit things, right? I don't need to like change the angles of my bench. You just don't need to do that for like the 20th time. Hopefully no one rewinds, no one looks back in the catalog of videos, sees that this has been spoken about 20 fucking times. So it blows me away about like YouTube content, fitness content in general. Nothing new's happening.
Nothing new.
Zero. Nothing new. There's assholes out there making up exercises and fucking like, look man, if you take these dumbbells and I take these dumbbells now and I hang over here and I can rock up through and I get so much better range. It's like, yeah, you know what does that? This machine. This fucking machine is built for that. Why are you taking 2 dumbbells and fucking, oh, it's so much better this way? It's like, no, it's not. This is the most stable position I can be in to do a pull. Because I'm grounded here, I'm grounded here, I'm grounded in my hip. But you guys are doing all this funky shit with dumbbells and fucking all this stuff. It's like, it's all just like fluff so that people will watch you. Oh, I got a new technique, I know this and this, and then the impressionable people are like, that's why my shit hasn't been working. Because I haven't made it difficult enough. It needs to be more difficult for it to work. Like, what an idiot I am, right? And this guy who's like way smaller than any guy I ever wanted to look like is telling me how to do it. He must know his shit, man, because like, yeah, it hasn't worked for him yet, but it's about to. He's on the brink of being big. It's like, just watch how great people train. Watch their movement. You don't have to copycat, you don't have to imitate. Just watch their movement and see how efficient it is on the muscle. Watch Phil Heath train arms. That's all I gotta say. Watch Phil Heath train arms, him curl 40-pound dumbbells, 30-pound dumbbells. He's got bigger arms than everybody. He has some of the best arms ever to exist in bodybuilding. And he's not doing any of the nonsense you guys are doing. It's hyper isolating, just rocking on bicep, rocking on tricep, getting a pump, getting out, right? Genetically gifted, obviously, but like, he's just doing what he's doing to make the muscle work and he's getting out of the gym. That's the same thing with like Branch Warren on benching. Branch Warren's got one of the best chests you've ever seen, just bing, 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 moving in like 6-inch ranges. That's all he's doing. You know what I mean? So you don't have to like, this overcomplicating of exercise. Understand that it's a money grab in the case of personal trainers. It's a money grab. It's to keep you fucking interested. It's to keep you fucking coming back, because hard shit is hard to replicate. So the longer it takes you to replicate it, the more time you have to spend doing it, right? But if you teach people the right ways off the bat, they're like, okay, well, it wasn't that difficult, right? Like, I don't really need this anymore. So boom, you need another client, right? But the thing is, luckily for most personal trainers, is that a lot of people, like in the general public, they just aren't paying attention. And they don't care enough to pay attention that you literally need to cue them every time they come in here. Which is fine, because that's why you're here. That's your job, is to like make people better and pound this repetition into them and pound this technique into them. It doesn't happen overnight. I understand there's that, right? But there will come to a point in life where you shouldn't need your trainer. And you should actually pass on the information you're learning from them to other people so that other people can get better as well. Whether that's a friend or like someone else you train with, so everyone can benefit from it, right? So just understand, if you're coming in every week and your trainer's got a new fucking thing for you to do, like hold on to this cable now and do a one leg hamstring good morning with a cable, and then we're gonna fucking walk over here, we're gonna hold our dumbbells over our head and do fucking like sissy squats with dumbbells over our heads. It's like, it's all just to keep you bewildered. So you're like, what's happening? This is so hard. I never knew this was so hard. It's like, doing it right is hard enough. Like, doing this right is hard enough. You don't need to make it gimmicky because it takes like years and years to learn properly, right? A barbell row takes years to perfect. And it changes with the like mechanics of your body, how flexible you are, like your muscular development, how your body is fucking developing over time. Like it changes and it evolves, right? So these basics are simple, are hard enough. Don't make things more complicated. Get people good at the basics and they'll keep coming back because they need reinforcement. That's why like you'll see boxing gyms, the first thing a fucking new coach does with a boxer, if they get a boxer, even if he's a world champion, show me your jab. Show me your shadow boxing, move around. Show me this, like show me how you do this, what are you doing? You know, you shouldn't slip like that, it's too much, you should do this, like, or it could be like a pitcher, your release point's too high. You're not driving off the back leg enough. Like the new coach has something to say, right? So just understand that. The fundamentals are always being what's being worked on because they're fundamentals that can never be too good. Like you can never be too good at the basics, right? So just keep working on that shit. I think it's hilarious to me, the landscape of supplements and bodybuilding. As I get, like we talked about, supplement companies, they need athletes to sell their products, or they think they do. There's a handful of supplement companies out there that aren't using athletes and literally killing the game. But, you know, it's like when these certain supplement companies that are out there, they project the image of like the athletes they have, like they're the fucking Avengers or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, come to the expo and meet fucking Steve Jacobs or the fuck his name is, right? And you're like, and it's like pictures of the guy like light coming up, like shit you see in movies. And then you get and you're like, oh, it's just a bodybuilder. It's a guy who lifts weights. It's like I do. Like he's just bigger. But like we do the same shit. I eat cream of rice. He eats creams of rice. He eats chicken. I eat chicken. He's boring. It just trips into another thing that's like, when you meet some of these guys in this industry, and there's a lot of fucking fantastic people in bodybuilding and in fitness and in gyms, period, because like a lot of us are like-minded, we think about things the same. But there's a lot of people in this industry and a lot of people in bodybuilding who just have like, they really have nothing else to say.
True. Like
they don't, like outside the veneer of like bodybuilding, they have no life experience, they have no like, they haven't not, I mean, it's good you haven't been through shit in your life, maybe that's a good thing, but like I think like it's the old saying is like, you know, shining armor's never been tested. Like you don't have any stories to tell me, you don't have anything you've been through, I can't relate to you because I've been through some shit and I've had this shit, and like that's how people kind of bond, right? Yeah. If all you have to talk to me about is chicken breast in your last meal, I don't have much, like how do you contribute to a company? Or how do you contribute to like the sport? Do you know what I mean? Other than just standing on stage, like how did I get like that? I don't know, genetics. It's just fucking worked out. It's crazy. It's like, what do you? And like, if you, I swear, I think if you ask these people, like if I said to like athlete X, I'm like, who are you? And you immediately start like naming off the stuff that you do as who you are. I'm a bodybuilder. I'm an IFBB pro. You know, I don't know, like I'm currently in a maintenance phase. It's like, no, like who are you, dude? Like how do you feel about, like how do you view the world? What are your thoughts on like yourself as an individual? Where are you heading in life? Like these are questions when someone says to you, who are you? You don't start naming off like what you do or the things you have or like what you're a part of that's not you. Like, I'm part of this supplement company. I'm very happy to be a part of it. Like, it's like, yeah, what? But it's just like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just very weird. Like, it's a shallow fucking pool we're in. So it's like, that's what gets to me. Like, this channel will always be me helping in the gym as much as I can and showing my technique and showing stuff that works. But at some point, it's like, there's nothing else to say. Unless there's specific shit that comes up to address. I don't just have this endless spewing of knowledge of like, because to me, what I do is normal. So unless I'm provoked or like I'm prodded, it doesn't come out of me because I don't just think like, man, I think people should really learn the angle I keep my elbow out on my tricep extension because, you know, so unless I see it, I can't speak about it, right? Unless I see the deviation from what I think is good, I can't talk about it, right? So people mistake people who criticize things as being negative. It's like, no, I'm telling you what I see as being wrong in that situation and what my version of right would be or better would be. So it's like, that's in essence, someone who's intelligently thinking about things, right? It's not a shit talker. No one's talking shit. Like, I'm talking shit about some people are fucking idiots. But there's whole people on the internet and on Instagram and on YouTube, they make their career and make their living off of talking shit about people. And you know who you are. And it's just like, one day that shit's gonna catch up with you. Like, whether it catches up with you in like in an actual like immediate situation, or karma comes back around to bite you in the ass, right? Because if all you're doing is spewing out shit and never giving anything back, and you hide in your house and never come out, you know what I mean? Like, one day you're gonna come out of your house and people are gonna that person you talk shit to is not gonna like it too much, and they're gonna come up to you and you're gonna be like, why are you so mad at me? It's like, because you can't hide forever, right?
Sure.
So it's like, I'm out here every day. I'm at this gym every day. Anyone wants to talk to me, I'm here every fucking day. So if someone's got a problem with what I said, or someone wants to talk to me about something I've said, I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. I don't hide in my house.
True.
Work out in my basement gym. I'm at the gym every day. You know what I mean? So
Give you the address too.
you know the address. It's on every post. Click on the link. Pure Muscle, the sign's right there.